Good morning. Good Wednesday morning to you. Still raining. No, it's not raining, but it is. We are supposed to get rain today, so yeah, it feels like I live in a country where it rains all the time, but it's good. Spring's right around the corner, and I've got full leaves in my yard. Flowers are starting to bloom. Allergies are starting to get crazy, but anyways, wanted to talk about superpowers this morning and how well you're using, I believe, one of the most underestimated superpowers that we have, that we're born with, that we all seem to have, and that is what we give our attention to. A lot of times we don't realize how strong this is. A few years ago, I, rededicated myself to giving attention to God working in my life. I really wasn't giving that the attention it needed, and therefore it wasn't showing anything in my life. I wasn't giving it any attention. So if you don't give something attention, it's not going to show anything. And I think people really underestimate the power of this. I did some very challenging projects over the years. I say challenging. A lot of times that's me biting off more than I can chew, typically. But I call them challenging projects. It makes me feel better. But I've done that a lot of times over the past 20 years. And what I've found is even when I do that, the key to success in those situations, those circumstances, all revolves around my ability to zero in and give attention to it in the way that it needs. And every time that I've did that, I've seen God move heaven and earth literally on my behalf. And I really believe it's because of zeroing in and giving that project, that challenge, the attention, just really using that as a superpower. And a lot of times we'll look at something and go, man, I don't have the resources. I don't have, I really I would really like to do that. But there's always a but involved. And it usually because of some kind of lack. But to be honest, a lot of times in that situation, we have never gave whatever that is that we're lacking resources in, that we're lacking some type of need in that area to be able to accomplish that challenge or that goal that we're working on. We haven't really gave it the attention that we should for something to happen. We want something to happen, but we've already deemed it that, man, I don't have what it takes to do that. Well, a lot of times why you don't have what it takes, because you've never gave that the attention for those things to show up. So, I know that's a hard one. I think it was TD Jakes one time said, somebody was like, well, I don't have somebody was wanting to do this big project and they didn't have the funding for it. Or maybe it was I think it was him that needed the funding for it. And like a famous celebrity that does movies or whatever, and said, you don't need the funding for it right now. You work the project, the funding will show up. So just something for you guys today. I think attention's something that we underestimate and we don't give it its proper due. And to me, it's a superpower. I see it as a superpower, and for some reason, it creates that for me. So sometimes it's what we see in things. So, man, you guys have a great Wednesday, and I will talk to you guys soon.